Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Mission Madness. And I wanted to do a video finally about my care for her appointment. I've tried to do a couple now, and the sound was always garbled or something happened in the middle of the video, and so I had to not use it. So hopefully today's the day that I get to actually tell you guys all the good news. I actually had my PAP and it is cancer free, and that is awesome because I had quite a few years ago had cervical cancer, and it I had to have a leap surgery, and I had to have like I think it was 19 pieces of my cervix taken away, and with a it was like it's called leap surgery. It's where they take a device and it goes in and grabs it and then slices pieces off, and yeah, I don't know if they still do that. Like they probably do. It was, I guess, an effective way to get rid of cancerous cells. And I am finally, after what was it, 25 years, all the way, no cancer, no dysplasia, no anything. And yeah, it's been a long 25 freaking years of worrying all the time and having checks every year, sometimes multiple times in a year. And yeah, so this is really good news. I don't have to have another care for her appointment unless I decide I want one because something's happening. But I don't have to do it for 3 years. So I'm very excited. That's a big thing from going every year, if not more than once a year, just to make sure you don't have cancer coming back. So yeah, yay, good news. So that's pretty awesome. And also, I did talk to my doctor about the neuropathy pain and the fact that it's so much more extreme and difficult to manage since the second cancer surgery, breast cancer surgery. Um, that I didn't know what to do. And I talked to her about acupuncture, which she agreed on, but ended up forgetting to give me the referral. So I'm going to talk to her nurse on the 6th of June and be able to get that referral. And that's really exciting because to me, acupuncture is going to be a way better option than any kind of drugs and stuff that they want to put me on because they keep trying to put me on antidepressants that are also good for nerve pain and hot flashes and that kind of thing. And I've noticed that every time that I try to do any of the medications that they give me, they're way too strong. And the doctors don't believe me that it's way too strong. And I take it for about a week and still can't drive, can't function, bumping into walls. And I don't want to keep doing that to my body and my brain. And it's not good for you. It's not. And so I tried to tell her I don't want to take any more pills or anything else. And she suggested a microdose patch, which I was really skeptical about, but I got it from the pharmacist, and then I had gotten COVID. So I called the pharmacist and asked if I should be taking it while I was having COVID. So, because I wanted to make sure I could tell if I was having like a bad reaction or like fevers from COVID, that kind of thing. You know, you don't want to have a bunch of fevers if you're taking a pain patch, because that could be an indication of being allergic or having a bad reaction or something like that. So I didn't want to have anything that was going to conflict with any diagnosis of, oh, hey, that's not a good medication for me. So I haven't tried it yet, but my pharmacist actually said that because I have such a fast metabolism, and if I go to work and sweat all the time, which I do, because I work at a senior assisted living, and they really like to have it like 90 degrees in their room. Like, serious, 90 degrees. They almost all have thermostats or thermometers in their room, and they all say like 90 or even above sometimes. It's really crazy how hot it gets. And so I was thinking, that's really not a good way to be using the patch because technically it says not to use it when you're exercising or sweating excessively from like working out because that's going to send your heart rate up and that's going to make the medication release faster. Well, contradicting my doctor and her pharmacist said that they've never heard of that happening. But if you look at the medication, the list or the pamphlet that comes with it, it does say, please take patch off if you're going to be working out. And to me, if I'm going to be sweating and moving things and trying to like vacuum and clean things, and I'm just sweating all the time, and I mean, like, literally my clothes are soaked at the end of the day of work. I know that's kind of gross, but I literally, it's, we sweat all day. And all of the other girls do it too. It's not, I'm not the only one. And they've all actually warned me that it's going to get worse in the summer. And I'm like, oh my goodness, if it gets any worse, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm going to have heat exhaustion. But yeah, so I had talked to the pharmacist, and she said, well, that might not be a good medication for you, because if you sweat all day like you're working out, that's not going to release properly. And even if it doesn't all release at once, it's not going to release evenly and steadily throughout the body for 7 days. And it also may fall off. And so I said, well, um, technically it says you can get some special adhesive stuff and put it on there and keep it on. But I am still very, very skeptical because of my pharmacist saying it's kind of not the best idea to use that if you're in that kind of situation where you're constantly like working out all the time, and that it might not be safe. Even though technically the whole patch itself is only 1 milligram, I'm also on two HIV meds that are boosters. So my HIV meds are going to make that amplified, and it's going to end up being probably 3 or 4 milligrams, which technically isn't a big deal to most people, but to me, 5 milligrams was making me feel like I was being kidnapped. I was kind of hallucinating and having all these side effects right after my surgery. And that was from 5 milligrams of oxycodone that they gave me while I was unconscious. And I woke up to not knowing who I was, not knowing where I was, not knowing how to get dressed. And so that's a huge reaction to me. It's not normal. Most people might be a little groggy or like slow, but I was like out of my mind, like like hallucinating, like thinking my son was kidnapping me, and I didn't recognize him as my son. And so that's like a huge deal, and that's from 5 milligrams. 5 milligrams of oxycodone. So that's why I thought, a morphine patch of it's actually an opiate patch, not morphine. It's an opiate patch, and it's called Butrans. It's a Butrans patch, and it is a type of opiate. And granted, it is 1 milligram, but with the amplified meds, it could be like 3 or 4, like I said. And that's probably going to be too much for me. And I don't know if I want to deal with that. So I so far have been waiting because I still tested positive for COVID. And even though I don't really have many symptoms, I had super mild symptoms the whole time. It was more like bad allergies and a cough. And so I was really lucky, very, very lucky, and I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful. And my other friends who got it as well did not have as much luck. They got it way worse and felt like crap. And I've just been using my inhaler a lot, and just coughing when I do stuff. So, like if I started trying to vacuum or do stuff, like I was walking around earlier trying to do laundry, and I started having to have my asthma inhaler because I was breathing and wheezing and stuff. And okay, that's what I have to deal with. And it's what it is. I'm really lucky. I had very, very mild symptoms. But at the same time, I definitely don't want to be trying to paint patch on top of that because I'm still having issues where like sometimes I'm like super sweaty from doing something, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta sit down, I gotta breathe. And I don't want the patch to be misleading me if it has any other side effects. So the patch is still up in the air. I actually have quite a few people that are telling me, please don't take it, please don't take it, please don't take it, and just go for the acupuncture, and that seems like it'd be way better for you. But we'll see how it goes. I'm still trying to decide. Um, I kind of think that the neuropathy has been way less since I wasn't cleaning 50 toilets in a day and bending and squatting and reaching and doing some of the things that have really hurt me since I had the dresser fall on me 8 years ago. So I've been really thinking about it, going, I wonder if it's the actual job that's causing me even more pain. And maybe I should keep asking to switch departments. Because I asked before, because of how much pain and how extreme the pain can be. I mean, I'm like crying at work sometimes. And it's super painful. And I don't know what to do. My salves and my creams are not enough on some days. And my CBD, I have to take so much of it that I can barely afford it. And so that's a huge deal. If you can't afford the meds to be able to go to work, then how can you get to work? And that's part of why I was asking about medication or other options from my doctor, is because I started not being able to afford how much CBD it takes to get through a day of this job. Now, I never had to take that much CBD with some other jobs, so I'm thinking, ooh, maybe I need to switch back to a different job, or just, maybe go to a different department in this same facility. So that's kind of up in the air as well, and I'm going to probably talk to my boss when I go back and let him know my findings and let my doctor know that since I don't have as much pain, if I'm not cleaning 50 toilets in a day and trying to clean in a 90-degree atmosphere and sweating and freaking out, then I don't seem like it's as unmanageable. And I feel like I can manage the pain and the clumsiness and the non-use of my hands at times. I think I can manage it more with the CBD I can afford with all that, So I'm gonna talk to my boss and tell him that I should maybe look into a different department or something else I can do, or maybe just try to have other tools for cleaning. Like I already use grabbers to use for holding uh, the cloths to clean and to use the paper towels and stuff like that. I sometimes will put some on the end of a Swiffer and use that to clean in the shower. Different things that are tricks that I can do that make it to where I don't have to bend and reach and squat as much. And because that's what really causes me a lot of pain from the bookshelf falling on me, is my hips and my back. And then in turn, that ended up turning into neuropathy from all the other things, the HIV, the cancer, and everything compiled, and just causing nerve pain. So I'm really thinking that these are some good decisions and that I'm going to talk to my doctor and my boss and let them know what's going on. And that this whole 10 days I've had COVID, I've had time to sit here and go, wait a minute, I'm not in 90-degree heat trying to do things. And because of that, I have a lot less pain. And so maybe there's more to look into there. And if I can manage the pain through acupuncture and salve and CBD and not have to take a bunch of crazy pills or patches or stuff that's going to make me have side effects and be worse for me, then possibly I could keep it under control and work more and more and get back to like full time. We will see. I'm going to take slow steps for that because when I was doing that before, I ended up hurting myself a bunch of times. So I'm just going to take it slow and steady and hopefully work up to being able to work 8 hours again. Because right now, um, I can work 6 hours and my body is so much in pain, I can barely function. Like, I barely get home and can do anything, like, except for cry and go to bed. And it sucks. And that's not any kind of life. And so it's super frustrating not being able to even take my dog for a walk or make dinner, and eating all the frozen foods instead of being able to make dinner was not healthy. And I'm gonna hopefully get to change all that. So hopefully having either a new position or a new job in a different place will help me be able to manage the pain better. So hopefully, and hopefully the sound comes out good on this video because I don't really care if I don't have makeup on and my hair is kind of crazy. I'm just trying to tell you guys about what's going on with me, and I just want you to be able to hear it. Because who knows? I mean, this might help someone that is in the same situation as me and can't take a lot of prescribed meds. And because they really go overboard. Instead of giving me a 5 or 10 milligram dose, they want to give me 25 or 37.5 or some crazy amount where I'm like the size of a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. And when I was taking Tylenol for the COVID, I was taking an 11-year-old dose and it was working better than when I tried to take the adult dose and was throwing it up and not being able to keep it down. And this is the liquid. So I'm like, that's even more gentle on your stomach, supposedly. And I had to go get children's Tylenol and take that because that actually worked better at taking my fever down and getting rid of pain. Or I don't know how much pain it really got rid of because I didn't have that much pain at that time. And I was just thinking that if it brought down my fever and I was able to tolerate it at an 11-year-old dose, then these doses for adults that are way bigger than me are not good either. So I think I'm going to start making sure that I can have the say in that. I don't have to let the doctor prescribe me medicine that's going to be way too strong. And if they do, then I don't have to take it. And you can make that choice because it's not right for someone to tell you that you need to take this medication that's going to make you loopy and not be able to drive or work or whatever. That's not right. You can't do that. And especially if I have to go to work to pay bills, I can't just be loopy and high. I can't do that. No, not cool. So, hopefully things will go well because I am going to try to be adamant about my decisions and really tell them why and tell them I would rather have acupuncture and not take a bunch of pills. And hopefully she'll go along with that. And she did say yes to the acupuncture. I think she just was so busy that she forgot to, give that to me. So it's all good. I'll end up getting that. Or maybe she's mailing it and, it has to take time to get through the mail. So who knows? Um, but yeah, I'm making some progress and I'm liking that. And I'm trying my hardest to be able to get back and be functioning and work and do what I need to do and pay bills and, have a life. So hopefully this will be able to happen and I can move forward even more and get my dream job back. That would be great. So I don't want to take up any more of your all's time. I really did want to get a video out finally of what was going on with me and the prognosis of no cancer with my pap and everything else, and I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so, and I'm really excited about the discoveries I've made about the heat and the heat exhaustion from work, and the fact that that can also be compounding the pain and making it 10 times worse because I'm overheated and exhausted, and then I have neuropathy pain and a bad hip and a bad back because of the dresser falling on me, and it's a lot. So all you can do is just like move forward and keep trying and steady as she goes, and then I'm not hopefully hurting myself. So, yeah, we will see. And I feel hopeful. I really feel hopeful. And it's as more hopeful I've been in a while because the pain was so excruciating with the last two jobs I've had. And I've just got to maybe make the decision that maybe I can't clean houses for a living anymore or clean a facility that's a giant place that's got 50 bathrooms and I'm just scrubbing toilets all the time. Maybe I'm just too old for that crap anymore. And that's a good thing. I'm fine with that because I've got lots of other options and I'm going to try to use them. So, yay! So, sorry about this getting all long-winded. I just wanted to tell you guys a lot of stuff and tell you that I'm really hopeful now because I've made a lot of decisions and a lot of discoveries, and that's always a really good thing to do in your healthcare. You have to be the deciding factor to make sure your health is at the upfrontmost point of your being. I mean, if I'm not healthy, I can't work, I can't function, I can't be happy, I can't do things. I'm miserable and unhealthy. So I'm going to go for healthy, not taking a bunch of pills that are going to make me loopy so I can't work, and keep plugging at what I can do and make a difference at what I can do. And get acupuncture and hopefully have put this neuropathy pain at bay and get my life back. So, major goals. So, thanks again, everybody, for listening. And hopefully, if you have the same kind of issue going on, stand up for yourself. You know what's up with your body. I mean, I have to take my HIV meds because they make me undetectable, but I don't have to take pain pills or antidepressants if they're not going to be right for me. And I get to decide that. I get to say, okay, I've taken these for a week and I'm still loopy, can't drive. No, they're not for me. That's way too high of a dose. So hopefully this helps someone else stand up and be an advocate for their own health and their own uh, health care. And it's really important that you are the front person in that. And you work with your doctor, not butting heads against, because that's not healthy either. It's not going to make you healthy if you are constantly not doing good things for yourself. So, yeah. Hopefully, this can help someone else as well because it's really helped me making these choices. And I really think I'm going to go a lot further than if I was just being all loaded and on pain pills or antidepressants or anything like that because I've come so far to get off of those kind of meds and to be a more productive person and to be able to be controlling my emotions rather than them controlling me. So it's a lot to deal with, and I did have to take a lot of meds when I was younger, and I don't think that was right. I think that there could have been a lot of other ways things could have been handled, but what are you going to do? Live and learn and change your future. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So thanks again, everybody, for listening and sticking it out with me this long. And yeah, I really appreciate getting to do some of these videos because it helps me get a little bit of my frustrations out that a lot of us are probably having trouble with. Because I'm sure that I am not the only one that doctors want to just give pills to because they don't know what else to do. And it took 19 years for this neuropathy to set in on me. That's a long time to have HIV and have it not do anything to you, except for the fact that you just have HIV and you take a pill a day and you're undetectable. So 19 years is a long time to not have any issues, and then to finally have them, it feels good to be able to try to deal with them in a healthy way. So, yeah. So, thanks again for watching, and I hope you all have a peaceful day.